Problem number 4. Circular, meaningless definition. Defining gender as something completely separate from biological sex would mean that there is no objective reality governing what being female means or what being male means. This would leave us in the unenviable position of not being able to provide any adequate definition of the word woman or man that does not commit to the cardinal sin of dictionaries, which is the circular definition, using a word to define that same word. When asked for the definition of a woman, to say that it is someone who has the characteristics of a woman is to use in one's definition the very word that one is being asked to define. But this circular definition is no definition at all. If we cannot define a woman or man by reference to biological characteristics, but rather are to define it as a socially constructed phenomenon, and if we are going to avoid the error of defining a word with the word itself, there is no adequate, non-circular definition for what a man or woman is. This inability is evident in cases where transgender advocates have been asked the simple question, what is a woman? In those cases, they have no good definition to give, and often resort to the circular definition that a woman is someone who identifies as a woman. Because this uses the word woman in the definition of the word woman, it is circular definition that tells us nothing about what a woman is. It is like saying that the definition of some word A is A, or that God is God. As definitions, such identity statements don't help at all. Rather, they leave us right back at square one, having expended our energy to define something and made no progress at all. One attempt to avoid facing this problem of defining what a woman is or what a man is to claim that only those who identify as a man can define what being a man is, and that only those who identify as a woman can identify what being a woman is. And from there, the male would decline to provide a definition for a woman, and the female would decline to provide an answer for what a man is. The problem with this view as an attempt to avoid giving a definition of a man or woman is that it is self-defeating. If the questioned person is indeed a woman, then under the person's own principle, she should be able to provide a definition of what a woman is. And for the definition of a man, in order to even say that she cannot provide a definition of what a man is, she must assume the ability to tell that she is not a man. That is, implicit in the denial of the ability to define what is the opposite gender or sex is an affirmation that one does indeed know what the opposite gender or sex is. This might be seen more clearly if we continued with the definition of males and females based on biological sex, and if we also included the question of what defines an animal, given that some people have identified as a specific animal. If I asked to someone, "Are you a snake?" a sane person would obviously say no. But saying that one is not a snake presupposes that one can know what a snake is without being a snake. The very denial of being a snake presupposes an ability to know what a snake is without being one. The same would be true for males and females. If I asked a woman if she were a man, and if she said no, she would simultaneously be affirming that a woman can know what a man is without being a man, and the opposite would of course also be true. The same is true if we define males and females by whatever it is that gender is supposed to be. If I say that I can't know what a woman is because I am not a woman, my claim that I know that I am not a woman is the claim that I can know what a woman is without being a woman. That contradicts my simultaneous claim that only a woman can know what a woman is. One cannot therefore decline to answer the question of what a woman is by saying that only a woman can answer that question and that one is not a woman. That is self-contradictory. Separating sex from gender means that there is no physical characteristics of our bodies that limit what gender is. That is exactly what the proponents of the movement want, as those lack of physical constraints on gender mean that gender is entirely a mental construct and thus becomes whatever the person wants it to be. The problem with this unmooring of gender from physical reality is that gender becomes a meaningless term that refers to nothing at all. Yes, gender is defined as the socially constructed characteristics of men and women and girls and boys. But if we can't define men, women, girls, and boys by their biology, and instead by these terms mean those who identify by those terms, such that a person of gender X is someone who identifies as gender X, then not only have we relapsed into the cardinal sin of dictionaries, which is defining a word by using the word itself, but we learn nothing at all about the person himself by saying that the person is of gender X. We only learn that the person likes ascribing one or more syllables or letters to himself.
Thank you for listening. Credible Faith is a global missions-minded apologetics ministry with content available in 7 different languages across 7 websites: German, Russian, Italian, French, Spanish, Portuguese, and English. If you would like to support the global apologetics work of Credible Faith, go to crediblefaith.org and click on the donate icon. If you would like me to give an apologetics workshop or participate in a debate at your university, or if you would like me to give a Great Commission missions conference or apologetics conference at your church, get in touch with me through the Contact Us section of the Credible Faith website. You can also submit a request through the website to get Credible Faith's monthly email. If you are a native speaker of Russian, German, Italian, French, Spanish, or Portuguese, and if you notice that an essay from the English website is not available on the Credible Faith website for your language, feel free to get in touch with me about translating the essay, and I would read through your translated material for quality control and the desire to see content from the essay made available in your language. Thank you for listening, and have a great night.